Yo, yo, it's happening, it's happening. Grand Rising, Grand Rising, High Bridge Wall. Welcome to another episode of Coffee and Donuts for Grown-Ups. It's your boy, the Mr. Grumpy OG. I am Crush, the legend. Salute that in the building. First, we got my man Mike Rhyme. It be like that sometimes, because I can't control the rhyme. Bill, my guy Bill in the building. What's going on with y'all, man? Let a few more people get on up in here. But how y'all morning going for y'all so far? Hopefully everything is good on y'all end. Just got home, and and it's good to do coffee and donuts at this time. It's better. I mean, but in the meantime, man, until some people get in here, just looking around, there's some things that's going on. I don't know if y'all aware, but are y'all aware what's been going on in DC? Uncle Cass Sports in the building. Salute, Unc. Are y'all aware what's happening in DC before we get into today's topic? Well, what's going on in DC with Mr. Trump. So Agent Orange decided to bring in military presence in a place where the crime rate has decreased. I'm gonna say it again. He decided to bring in military presence in an area where crime has deceased. Now, it would make sense to have the National Guard in areas that really need it. If it makes sense. But this is in DC, and the crime rate has dropped on all things that are illegal. All right? So my question is, what is the reason for Mr. Trump doing this? Now, of course, a lot of us are aware and heard about martial law, probably went through one ear, not the other. Maybe a few of us all paid attention to what's been going on with martial law because we've been hearing about it for the last few presidents that they was planning to do this. So right now, this is what Donald Trump is doing in DC. Now, to make things even a little more alarming, there's other cities he's aiming to have the National Guard present. And before I name the other few cities, he said his reasoning behind it. He said, well, it's for the police of DC to be able to do what they want. Not do what they need to do. Remind y'all, I just said that the crime rate has decreased. So what do you need that type of presence there for? Or assistance if the crime rate ain't out of whack? Cam in the building. What's up, Cam? Just do. Two of my favorite guys in the building. Hattie in the building. Thanks for the info. Thanks for dropping that T, Cam. Talking about keepy poo. We're going to get into that in a few minutes. Smash that like button, you haters, or just smash the dislike button. Haters, y'all can smash the dislike button. I know the folks is going to smash the like button, but if you haters going to be in here, there's nothing wrong with you smashing the dislike button. Just don't come up in here and don't smash even one. You can smash the dislike button. I ain't going to get mad. It still does the same thing. I got your nut ass attention. Thank you very much. So, he's saying so DC cops can do whatever they want, not what they need to do. All right? So there's other cities he's saying he's planning on bringing in the National Guard. So what I'm saying to y'all before we get into today's topics, Y'all better arm up. That's all I'm saying. Forget buying all this fancy stuff, man. Get you some artillery. Get you some armor. Okay? Have a little armory. Because the bullish, it's been around, but it's getting a little too alarming for me. And I ain't having it. So the other cities, Chicago, California, Baltimore, and New York. These are the other cities or the next cities he's planning on bringing in the National Guard. So that means Pennsylvania going to be next because Pennsylvania is between, next to Baltimore and not too far from New York. What I'm saying to y'all, in all seriousness, man, protect yourselves. I've been saying this when I was just doing political talk, that the real war is going to be us against them. Y'all sleep if y'all want to. That's going. What's really the World War III? The real war is going to be us against them. You better get yourself ready. Get your ass in shape. Learn you some survival tactics. Get you all type of weapons. I don't care. Axe, bow and arrow. Get you some guns. This is real talk. This is why I wanted to talk about this real quick, if y'all don't mind. But this is what he's doing. And I mean, it happened before with President Nixon. I was very, very young. But it happened before. But this is a different time. And, you got a real goofy in charge. You got a real goofy in charge. A real dildo brain in charge. Deep free the building. You got a real goofy in charge. So, don't be doing the wrong thing with your guns. I'm telling you. You're going to need them. And guys like myself and D3 and a few other guys that have armed, combat training with us. We know what it's hitting for. We know what we need, and we know what we need to do with it. But there's a lot of people who don't. They really don't. Not any of these so-called shooters out here. They don't know what a real war is. They never been trained to prep for war. They ain't war they be doing. Real war is coming. And you might have to be on the front damn line. We always hear stories about in other countries. Children have to pick up machine guns, M16s, M4s, AKs to survive. They got countries where they having children, little boys, first graders, second graders in the military. And then when it's war don't have no rules. That means anybody and everybody can get it. War has no rules. So y'all better be doing the right thing. Because you never know, your ass might have to be on that front line, and they ain't talking about against the street people. Pay attention to everything that's going on. Okay? That's the message for today. So Trump is doing his thing. He's doing his thing, and he said the reason why he put the National Guard in so the police in D.C. can do what they want in a place where the crime rate has dropped. If you ain't worrying the hell about that, then you must be a opposed person. You can't look at it, well, it ain't where I'm at. Listen, pay attention, protect your family, protect yourself, get your asses in shape. Now some of y'all gonna feel like y'all gonna learn how I feel to actually be at war, not in a gunfight. You're gonna know how I feel to without putting on that uniform for a battle rattle. You may, fathers, sons, nephews, daughters, nieces, grandmoms, grandpops. You might have to be on that front line just like any other time when you got to protect your home. Rise up, wise up, and arm up. Y'all hear me? Now, enough of that. We ain't gonna make this a political show. Not today. Not today. Just need to get y'all the drop. Hey, be in the building. Paying attention. Keep your head on the swivel. But don't. Let's get into some boxing. I'm gonna say the other part. I'm gonna close out with the other part. Yeah. Let's get into some boxing, shall we? Man, all boxing fans around the world. So, Keefy Pooh, Keith Thurman, they fans locked in with him in the tower, the burning inferno, Fundora. How do y'all feel about this? Is this a matchup that we can say, yeah, we can get jiggy with that shit? Do anybody have a problem with this matchup? Fundora versus Thurman. Anybody that says you have a problem with that? I don't. I don't have a problem with it. Let's see what happens. Let's see if Keefy Pooh, Mr. Once Upon a Time Out Ago, let's see if Keefy Pooh is able to give Fundora a belt to ass whipping. B3 in the building. Make sure y'all check out B3 Picks TV. You can't go wrong with my bro. Can Keefy Pooh, how much of a chance does Keefy Pooh have to beating the Tower Inferno, who is known to be the most difficult fighter to beat at 154 pounds right now? The most dangerous weight class in boxing. And Mr. Keith Thurman, we know him, Mr. In and Out, you know, once upon a time. But the thing is, he still got some life. He still got some life. But the other thing is, we want to see him active with it. Not one fight every 14 to 16 months. Now, I do think this is a good matchup at 154. That comes to show that, you know, Keith Thurman, you know, he may have avoided some things. Yeah. But that does come to show me he's up for that damn challenge. You know, we can't come at Keith Thurman about taking on Fundora. You know, because he's actually doing something that we want to see other fighters do. But, okay, we can't dwell on that. They're not doing it, somebody is. And that's all that matters. And Keith Thurman still, he's still worth to see. Let's see at his age and how often he can stand in the ring and what he does. You know, he's a little OG right now, a young OG, because the sport is young. But can he do it? We definitely know he has the IQ. He definitely has the skill set. But the thing is, dealing with the length and the style of Sebastian Fundora is the big question mark. That's why it makes it an exciting fight. And we all know both of these guys' weaknesses. You know, kind of similar, you know. You tap Fundora to that body, he don't like that. And thing with Keefy Pooh, but he showed that he can take one. You know, he's still around. So I think it's a good fight, but in your honest opinion, what's the percentage? Are y'all saying y'all thinking 50-50, 60-40, 45-55? What is the percentage? What's the percentage that you guys is giving? You know what? Honestly, I would say it's a 50-50 fight. That's what I can go with, is a 50-50 fight. And I don't have a problem with my mind being like that. I like when I can't go with anything but a 50-50. My brother B3 Pick said 80-20 Fundora gonna lay belt the ass on Keefy Poo. This is what my brother B3 Picks is saying. B3 is a very high. He has very high accuracy on his picks. So I won't go against it. I like what he's saying, but for me right now, it's a 50-50 fight. I'm not gonna go back and watch anything of either one of these guys to try to change my mind. I'm waiting to fight night. I think I know enough now. I know what Keith can do. I know what Fundora can do. Now the thing is, who's going to execute their plan better? Now, see, the thing is, when we talk about styles that make fights and all that, and I can see why B3 saying 80-20 Fundora, because Fundora is very hard to beat. And then my thing is, he can fight on the inside. Long, lengthy ass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar type of guy can fight on the inside. Now, Keefy Poo, he's more of a mid-range guy. He's not a in the phone booth type of guy. He can get the mix, but he's more mid-range and a range guy, which is going to make it difficult for him. Because, like I said, if Fundora uses jab, yeah, he's nasty. He's the guy to beat right now. Outside the only undisputed guy, the last undisputed guy at 154, which is M.O.C. Sebastian Fundora is the guy to beat, in my opinion, right now, with so much fire up there at 154. So that says a lot about Fundora. And I think he's earned every bit of respect that he's getting. I think he earned it. And he's a very likable guy. You see what I'm saying? A tall ass guy look like he's a oversized computer type of guy, engineer or something, but he don't look like a guy that would be in sports. So it looks good. It looks good. So he's easy on the public eye. He talks with a lot of respect, with a lot of manners and things like that. So he's very likable, and I like him. We thought Fundora was gonna be nothing but a damn noodle trip at 154. I'm pretty sure most of us thought about that when we first seen Fundora. What this lanky ass guy gonna do? We most of us said it. But he showed us that he that work. So right now he's that guy to beat. And he can make things very difficult for Keith Thurman because he can use that jab. It ain't like he don't have it, but he can use it. Whenever he uses it, it's effective. But we know he likes to bring it all the way in. But jab. So it's going to be kind of hard to for Keefy Poo to do what he needs to do. But I think Keefy Poo has the IQ. Thurman has the IQ. But is he going to have everything else that comes fight night? Because like I said, just because you well preserved doesn't mean that you didn't lose anything. You're still going to lose a little something. Being preserved means you didn't lose it all. All of it ain't gone yet. But it ain't what it was. It ain't what it was. Jay Gibson in the building. It ain't what it was. But Keefy Poo got a chance. I'd rather see Keefy Poo in the ring and fight these guys than hand about some Manny Pacquiao fighting any damn body. I'd rather see Keefy Poo, not no Manny ass Pacquiao. Alright. So this is very interesting. So anybody else, what's y'all picks on this fight? Brother B3 is the only one that really said something this morning about it. So that means the rest of y'all, the coffee ain't wake y'all up yet, or y'all scratching y'all heads about it. Or is it too soon for y'all to say, hey man, you know what? I think it's this, I think it's that. But yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. Hopefully they put together a nice undercard as well. Because these undercards be saving some of these main events. My goodness, some of them sometimes. D Free said, I got it 60-40. Keefy Poo taking Fundora to school. Then Cam, I was waiting for you, bro. Cam, I was waiting for you to drop it. There you go, Cam. All right. Cam said 60-40 along with D Free. All right. Jay Gibbs say he going with Once Upon a Time Thurman. Now, Cam and D Free, that's right. Well, man, I said 50-50. Pop, Smoke, what's up with you, man? My brother Smoke said he got to keep our decision. Uncle Cass said, nephews, I got it lean. Fundora way right now. If he could avoid a body shot. Now, here's the thing, right? Now, should we be letting off? Are we overdoing it? Have we been habitual line steppers when we keep talking about the body punch, because since then ain't nobody stopped Keith Thurman. So is it time for us to let off the body shot ish? You know what? Respectfully, I think it's non-existent now because ain't nobody done nothing to him since then, and everybody know his body is the weakest. They know he got a heck of a chin, but everybody know the blueprint, but nobody was able to get in there and get him out of there. And and the body is softer than the goddamn chin. Because the body don't have no bones in it, except for, that stomach, and them bones down there, you can crack those ribs, you know what I'm saying? The bones in your mouth is tougher than the bones in your ribs. They just bigger. That's why it's easy to hurt somebody to the body. It's easier to crack their ribs than to break somebody's jaw. Y'all get what I'm saying? Right on, people. But I'm telling you, it's gonna be a nice one. All right, I got you free. I got you, bro. All right. The master debater, my bro D Free. Gonna come up. Coffee and donuts for grown-ups. Let's get it. Yeah. Now I know D Free is gonna have a heck of a breakdown. He is one of the greatest debaters on YT. We call him the master debater, the great debater D Free. Yeah, so I can't wait to see it. I definitely can't wait to see it. I'm excited for it. I think it's a dope matchup. And Cam in the building, my brother Cam. What up?
Yo, what's good? What's good? Coffee and donuts for grown-ups, man. What's poppin', my brother Crush, man? Good morning, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And
Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. If y'all ain't hit that like button, man, hit that like button, man. Show my brother some love. It's free, man. It's free. It don't cost you anything. Be free
Freezy in
was
the
good.
building. What's
What's
up with
good? What's
y'all,
good?
baby? Hey Cam, I appreciate the drop because I was at work and I said, let me go do some boxing research. And I seen the notification. I said, oh, okay. I was about to go
Yeah,
find
dog. I got yeah,
hit
I
me with it,
recorded
brother.
that. I recorded that shit like 5 this morning and shit. I was sitting there. I was like, I was about to record it last night, but I was tired because I ran the show yesterday on my channel and shit, of course. So I was tired. I was just chilling and shit from work and all that. So I was like, man, I'm gonna get up this morning. I'm gonna record this video and shit, and I mean, talk about this shit a little bit in depth for us. Fundora and Thurman. And then you know what's funny about that shit with Fundora and Thurman was. Thurman was in negotiations to fight Virgil Ortiz because they were talking about doing the PBC versus Golden Boy card. But now it looks like that's a little bit on pause, and now you got Fundora fighting Thurman. So Virgil, who the fuck you got? Because you was the man that was saying that your pops is on there and your manager said that y'all was fighting a bigger name than Boots and all of that shit. And Thurman was supposed to be this name. So who's the name now? That's what I want to know from Virgil Ortiz.
Ooh, great point, Cam. Great point. Wait about the fans? Y'all, you keep cooking, bro.
Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman. Now, see, Fandora, I give him a 40% chance because he's the younger guy. He has the longer reach, and he does fight well on the inside. But see, when I look at Fundora has problem with guys that can box. We saw him have issues with Erikson Lubin at times in that fight because the only reason why he got the win over Erikson Lubin because Erikson Lubin decided to fight Fundora's style of fighting. When Erkson Lubin was boxing, that's when Erkson Lubin was having success with Fundora. That's when he dropped Fundora, fighting him in the mid range and moving around, giving him different angles. When we saw Fundora get knocked out, it was a guy that can box, which was Brian Mendoza, and Brian Mendoza caught him with an overhand right while he was throwing that lazy jab out there. So Keith Thurman, I believe Keith Thurman is more experienced than both those guys. And Keith Thurman has been in there with the likes of Manny Pacquiao and other guys of that nature, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, and a bunch of other guys. So I don't think Fundora possessed anything that Keith Thurman haven't seen before. I think it's more so, can Keith Thurman keep up with the youth of Fundora? And I think Keith Thurman, he still has something left in the tank. His body hasn't been through a lot of uh, battles because he's only fought 3 times in the last 6 years. So I think the experience and the power that Keith Thurman possessed, I think is going to give Fundora some problems. He still has his legs under him. Keith Thurman still can box. I think we saw when he fought Mario Barrio, he gave Mario Barrio a lot of problems because of his movement. And I think Keith Thurman could do the same thing with Fundora. And I think Mario Barrio moved better than Fundora. And so if he gave Mario Barrios problem, I think he can give Fundora problems as well.
Yeah, one thing is interesting though. I say like because I said I'm leaning Fundora 55-45. I switched it from 60 to 40 to 55-45 because I like you like I do agree with you, D, for as far as like the movement from Keith. I think it can pose a problem because one thing I noticed, I mean, if anybody watch boxing for real, Tim Tszyu he couldn't move. And he had opportunities when he did actually move to the side and and make some good movements to set up certain combinations. He definitely struck gold, but he wasn't using his feet because the Tim Zoo got fucking snake feet up there, man. And but Keith Thurman definitely got way better footwork and definitely takes great angles in pursuit to setting up his combinations and everything. So it makes up for an intriguing fight for sure, as far as Fundora, his height and his reach. You know, with Keith. I mean, it's definitely interesting for sure. Then you got to remember too, because of Fundora, look, he was on the undercard for Tim Zoo and Thurman last year. And and Thurman had the injury, ended up having to back out of the fight. Fundora ended up, he got to thank Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman the reason why he in position right now, for real. You know what I mean? So it's kind of crazy how that shit come back full circle, where Keith Thurman, having that opportunity with Tim Zoo and then not, able to accomplish that because he had to back out of an injury, and then going back. Fundora fights Tim Zoo twice, beats him twice, and now they full circle fighting October 18th, man. It's crazy, man, how this boxing shit works, man. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Real
I
quick,
think go ahead.
real quick. Point that you made with the foot movement, footwork, which is something that I love that. That's very important because if you ain't got no good feet on you, you ain't gonna be able to get out of the way of nothing. You ain't gonna be able to set up a damn thing. Uh, so Thurman, yeah, his footwork would be an educational problem for Fundora. Uh, and that's the point I was saying. What can he do to get away from that jab? And he got the good enough footwork. Let's move to the angles and start chopping that ass down. That's all Keepy Pooh got to do. And to D free point, and I'm gonna pass it to D free. That know-how. That know-how takes you a long way. So when you a vet and you a seasoned or you a OG and you're old, remember people, they might not be as conditioned or they wills not may not be as fast, but that know-how. And Keepy Pooh got it more than just know-how. He got a very high boxing IQ. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting. Go ahead, D free, break it down.
Yeah, I think with Virgil Ortiz, yeah, I think they might have spoke a little too soon. A lot of times these fighters get a little big headed and think they're bigger than what they really are, and they tend to count their eggs before they hatch. And now he got a couple of eggs that hasn't hatched yet, and now he's seeing that we thought we was going to get Keith Thurman. Now we got to go back and be humble and see what fight can Oscar make for us, because right now all of the big names are occupied right now. So you got Jerron Boots Ennis, he's occupied. You got Keith Thurman and Sebastian, they're occupied. You got Boxram, he's occupied. You got Magnumov, he's going through surgery, so he's occupied. You got Tim Zoo, he's on suspension because he got knocked out, so he's occupied. So he really is at the drawing board. He's probably going to have to fight somebody like a Charles Conwell or somebody of that level or whatever, because all of the big names are right now are occupied. Maybe he can get in there with a Jesus Ramos. Maybe that's an option. But right now, all of the big names are occupied.
Facts. Yeah, and why not Jesus Ramos? I think that'd be good. Yeah, that's what I think. What y'all think about I was saying something. All right, so who's going to be the next? Go ahead, Freak. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say I got a question though. They said October 18th. Is that going to be the main event? Is that going to be the main event, or is that going to be on the undercard of Tank Davis?
It's interesting. I spoke about it on my video earlier. It's a possibility. I don't particular think this fight is a pay-per-view fight in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Even though I wouldn't be surprised if PBC did pull up on it and make it a pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Because of Keith Thurman's status, and they think Fundora, he's following his status too. But me personally, I don't believe this is a pay-per-view fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as main event, like, I don't
Because
believe it. You know what I'm saying?
that could
I
be
believe
that,
I
that
believe
could be
like
four title fights.
a great co-main event to Tank. You know what I'm saying? And from what I'm hearing, that they're definitely talking about making announcement on the Tank shit
Yeah.
immediately.
I was just thinking, because that can be four title fights for that card. You got the Gary Antoine title fight. You got the Oshaki Foster Cool Boy title fight. Keith Thurman and Sebastian title fight, and then Tank Davis, Lamont Roach rematch for Tank Davis's title. That's four title fights on that card. If they do it on that card, I'm not
Yeah,
saying they are. I'm just asking. I mean, if they decide to put that on the undercard, that's four title fights on that card, and that's the main card. You still got a preliminary card. So the main
yeah,
card is four title fights, and then you got a preliminary card. So I mean, that can be they can make it two cards with Sebastian and Fundora. I mean, Sebastian and Keith Thurman being one card and Tank Davis being another card, or they can all combine it to one big card.
Hey, I think they should combine it to one big ass card, and then they make it pay per view. And we ain't gonna bitch about the main event. We got title fights, which a lot of people like that, and they good matchups. So I think they should do it consolidated all in one, like DP said. I think that'd be better, and I think nobody will have a problem with paying for it. You know what I mean? That no main event on top of Tank Davis being a main event. I think that's dope because I like when we have cards like that. When we got a lot of guys, going for a crown or whatever the case may be, and it is good matchup. So yeah, I think they should do that. And most likely they listening. So y'all listening, give my brother a salute. He gave y'all ideal, like they do every damn day. Y'all take it, y'all use it the right way, and start giving us our goddamn flowers, man. But yeah, that'd be nice. But we got some boxing this weekend. So, what's y'all take on this weekend card? Who y'all got winning? Who you got losing?
Oh yeah, big card. I mean, this card. I'm sorry for one. I'm sorry that this card is pay per view, but hey, that's a whole nother topic right there. But um, The Corey got some interesting fights though for us, like the Nick Ball and Sam Goodman. That's a good solid fight. Raymond Ford versus Abraham Nova. I'm real interested in that fight to see how Ford performs against Nova. Of course,
Yeah,
we seen Nova against Shockey Foster before, so definitely interested to see for us this matchup for Ford. Of course, the Moses, Moses Atuma and Dillian White, the real intriguing matchup, is
yeah.
is Dillian White gonna go in there and you know give up his spot to Moses the young bull, you know what I'm saying? Or Moses gonna take it from him. Like
I got Moses taking it from me. He ain't got to give nothing up. I got young
nah,
Moses take it from his ass. Like Moses split the Red Sea, gonna split his goddamn wig, man. I got him stopping him, man.
man,
It needs to stop him. That fight don't need to go the distance or none of that. He need to handle his business ASAP, finish him off, Mortal Kombat style, fatality. Get his whack ass up out of here, man. I never was a fan of Dillian White, man. And he just grind my gears. And he getting in there with the right dude to get him up out of there. So this fight shouldn't go no more than 7 goddamn rounds. Get him up out of there, man. Get him right up.
yeah. Yeah, man. I think it poses for Moses definitely to, show his levels, man. I think Moses is the goods. Man. I think with the eye test, I think he the good. So I think he the goods a little bit. So I think he definitely got what it takes to get Dillian White up out of there for real. But it ain't gonna be easy. I will say that it ain't gonna be easy for Moses. Dillian White ain't gonna go in there and lay down for
Nah. I give him that. He go in there and fight. Fake ass Bert Cooper.
him.
You a fake ass Bert Cooper, man. Shout out to smoking Bert Cooper, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know nothing about boxing. And you need to go get some cookies and milk and come back when you get your adulthood of boxing talking and do some coffee and donuts, man. Yeah, I think he's gonna smash me. Raymond Ford. Raymond Ford
All
can
that man
do
got
this,
to do
man.
is all Moses got to do is throw uppercuts. He a sucker for uppercuts.
Yes, he is all day. And the way Moses punching, shit, you ain't gonna need too many. Just a couple clean joints. Get him up out of there, man. Get him up one out of there. I think Raymond Ford can get a stoppage. What y'all think?
You,
Um,
you think who
I
gonna
don't
stop?
know. Raymond Ford, like, it's kind of like I kind of look at Raymond Ford kind of similar, like to like Shushu in a sense. Like both of them, they
Okay.
got decent power, but they ain't got power where they just stopping everything moving and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't, and Nova, he's a tough motherfucker. Shockey Foster couldn't even stop Nova. You know what I'm saying? No, Foster and Nova had a good ass scrap. Like some
Yeah, that was
motherfuckers thought they
good.
should have ran it back for real. Like how close the fight was for real, for real. So Nova's a gang guy. I don't think Ford gonna stop Nova.
And I like
Four
Nova
fighting
too,
who
man.
again?
But,
Who four fighting again?
Ford and Nova fighting. Ford and Nova
Abraham
fighting.
Nova.
Yeah, Nova. Yeah, Nova. Uh, I forgot about that. Yeah, Nova. At
He's a
this
tough cookie.
point, I don't have a lot of faith in Nova. He seemed to gas out in fights. I don't have a lot of faith in him. I think it's gonna be a decision for Ford. I think Nova's gonna end up losing that fight by decision. He hasn't looked good in the last couple of fights. He fought well in the earlier part, but then the second half, Nova gives it up.
Yeah. Now the reason why I said I think it's possible that Ford can get a stoppage is because of that. Um, he doesn't look good and he's kind of gassy. So Raymond Ford and them, if they paying attention, you can get him out. You can put a spanking on. You can lay belt the ass on him. We seen a lot of good fighters get belt the ass on him. You just gotta have the right perfect plan. But it's a possibility. It's an opening there for him. He just got to be strategic and be careful. That's the scary part about Raymond Ford, because sometimes he get in there and with like some other fighters become a little too like a dog. You know what I mean? So he does have to be careful, but if he plan it right, he can, man. He can beat that body up, man. Beat that body up. Making gas out early, because it don't take too long for him to gas out. A lot of these guys, they like cheaters. They mid range by mid fight. A lot of these guys is, you know what I mean? You might well give them an oxygen tank when they go to the ring after the bell ring. So when you see that there's fighters like that, and they not good with having a good duration of stamina. Man, I ain't thinking about knocking nobody silly upside their head. I probably only throw about 5 fucking shots to the head. The rest of that shit gonna be to your goddamn body. Cause I'm gonna get there, but I ain't gonna play with you. I know you gas out. Man, you ain't even gotta rev up. I'm just put a leak right there and get you the hell up on out of there. Get you right up on out of there. Get him right on up out of there. He can. He go with the right approach. He can, because that's his weakness, and D3 spoke on it. But Shockey couldn't be, but Shockey ain't that hard of a puncher any damn way. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, you do it the right way, man. You can chop any damn thing down, man. That's just how I feel. But that's gonna be a good fight. And I feel like D3. I'm not on no. I don't have the confidence that I used to have in him. He still has a chance. I give him that. He still has a chance, but I'm going with Raymond Ford. I'll go with him by decision, but man, he get to doing his thing and he's making it harder for Nova. Man, shit. Watch what happens, y'all. Watch what happens.
Yeah, man. I think for like I said with D3 too, I agree with D3, man. I'm going with Ford with decision on this one, man. I like Ford a lot, but I just don't see him knocking Nova out though. I just don't see it. I mean, if it
Yeah.
happens though, it happens though. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because I think Nova is on the tail end of his career. You know what I'm saying? And he do gas out, like D3 says, and them second half of them fights. So we'll see definitely. But Nova, he's a tough motherfucker. He will stand in there and fight with you the whole entire fight, though. He ain't gonna lay down for Ford. So this ain't no pushover fight for Ford at all. You know what I mean? This is
No,
not one of them.
that's why I say he has to be strategic. But I done laid the plan out. Beat that
Yeah,
fucking body up and jump on that thing early. Jump on it
yeah,
early.
yeah. I
You
know.
jump on that thing
What?
early. That's what can stop him.
Yeah. When
TKO.
it comes
He ain't not.
when when it comes to Ford, the danger zone for Ford is the first 6 rounds. The first six
Mm-hmm.
rounds, um, Nova is going to be throwing with a lot of power and a lot of aggression. Um, Nova has fast hands. He does
Yeah.
have some decent boxing ability, but that's going to be Raymond Ford danger zone because we saw what happened when he got in there with Nick.
Yeah. He went out free. He went out. He went out free. D1, what's up, D1? My God,
D1,
D1.
my brother. Salute to
Be
my brother D1, man.
D1, that's my guy, man. Be smashing shit, man. Keep smashing D1. Hey, D1, my friend heard you the other night, right? She only listened to some of the shit sometimes. But the other night you was on, and she said, "Who the fuck is that?" I said, "That's my man. What I have for the angry white man." She said, "Yo, I like him, yo. Keep doing your fucking thing, D1. Shit, I got my chick liking you. You doing some good shit then, bro." Free fell off. No, he probably got a phone call or something.
D1 be cooking up, man. He be, you know what I'm saying? This authentic and raw, man. Like you know what I'm saying. He got a different voice in boxing that we need. So that's what makes D1 unique. Him and William Old School. Just real unique and raw.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's one thing I'm noticing, like with the content, like with a lot of us, different content creators, like we all like in our different spaces, like we all creating on our own behalf, and like we all bring something different to the game. Like, so it's like, no, you gotta bring something to the game that's gonna be significant though, and that's what we seeing from a lot of content creators. Where a lot of content creators isn't bringing anything significant. They just getting up there and they just shooting the shit half of the time, and then don't even be knowing what the fuck they be talking about. Why are they trying to shoot this shit? You feel me? And like,
Yeah.
you gotta we need more people like Cash Sports. Cash Sports, he live every day at 2 p.m. dropping history of boxing in the most unique way that nobody is dropping that content right now. The way that Cash Sports, the box historian, is right now on every day. You know what I mean?
Fact.
Like we need more content creators bringing different shit to the game. Just what I'm saying, just all of the fake, clickbait and views and all of that shit. Like, there's no validity behind that. You fuck your validity behind that shit when you get up there on your fucking channel, on your platform, lying and being on fugazi ass shit. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of people's not paying attention to a lot of these motherfuckers, and they coming over to watch the real ones because they know where they gonna get the real information from, and they know where it's real at and it's authentic.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
That's like
Exactly.
I was saying yesterday. A lot of people were so quick to push the negative and these narratives instead of just giving people what the facts are. You ain't gotta push a narrative. All you gotta do is just tell people what the facts are. And when you tell people what the facts are, their opinion is going to be their opinion. You ain't got to push no narrative. Everybody want to push narratives and want to be the first person to say this, first person to say that. No, I'm just here to give knowledge to these casuals that don't know about the sport, that's trying to learn about the sport. I'm trying to bring more eyes to the sport. I'm not trying to push people away or turn people off from certain fighters. People like fighters for whatever reason they like fighters. I'm not here to push a fighter. I'm here to push the sport.
Facts, Ephraim. I agree with you 1,000%. 1,000%. Yeah, yeah. People gonna like who they like, and let them like who the hell they like. They ain't got to like a person the same way you like them or like who the same person as you. No, the shit would be boring. So we need that those different diverse minds and aspects and things like that. So of course that's the way it's supposed to be. But like I said yesterday, we are the voices and the driven force behind the sport. And I'm gonna keep saying it until it gets through to everyone that needs to understand that. Because there's a lot of people who's picking up and trying to get into the sport for whatever reason. And we know most of them are getting into the sport because they 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 they
Hey,
interested in the fighter because they hear about them. And that's
I,
okay. That's
I'm
why we're here to teach them. Go ahead,
I'm gonna tell you right now. I prefer people not to like the fighters that I like. I'm a betting man.
exactly.
I want to win as much money as I can possibly can. So if it's 100 people that don't like the fighter that I like, I'm betting with these 100 people and I'm gonna win all their money. I don't want them like the fighters that I like. I mean, I want everybody to like their own fighter. Don't like the person I like. Find
Yeah.
somebody else to like.
Yeah, I'm glad you posted this right here, Crush, right here. What D1 said. Yes, we are a part of boxing, bro. The major networks is not pushing boxing the way that we do. We out here daily dropping content. You know what I'm saying? Talking about these fighters, bigging them up and shit every motherfucking day. And the major networks is not pushing them the way we are. So the major networks can't be mad that the fans are listening to us more than them because that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Nobody don't care to read some of these guys that's publishing these articles and shit. You know what I mean? The old
I mean,
fashioned way. People they want
if
to
you
get it where it's raw.
if you think about it, the only network that actually promote boxing, and they don't really do a great job at that, but the only network that really promotes boxing is the Zone. But how
Yeah,
many
that's
people
right.
actually how many people
Yeah.
actually watch the Zone on an everyday basis? Not
They're
not
not.
very many.
They're not.
Not very many. So you only watch the zone when it's something that's coming on that you want to see, whether it's boxing, whether it's golf, or it's a race car, or something like that. That's the only time you're watching the zone. You're not watching the zone on an everyday basis. So these platforms, because ESPN don't push boxing unless it's a major fight.
Yep.
Right.
Amazon don't push boxing unless they got a fight coming up. So none of these
Right.
platforms actually push boxing. People come to YouTube to find out what's going on with boxing because they know people are on YouTube talking about boxing. The same way they
Yep.
go to Twitter to find out what's going on in boxing because they know people is in Twitter talking about boxing. They're not going to these
Man.
networks to find out what's going on because the networks don't talk about it. They know we got social media. We don't need to promote it. The people on social media is going to promote it. Back in the day when we didn't have social
Yep.
media, you had HBO Boxing After Dark, and you had ESPN, and you had the Worldwide of Sports, and they would talk about boxing. You had those different platforms that would talk about boxing. But now you don't have none of those platforms talking about boxing. Everybody comes to YouTube to find out what's the news that's going on in boxing, who's fighting who, what upcoming stars in the sport of boxing, what fights coming on this week. That's where they go. They go to YouTube to find that information.
Facts, man. Yeah, like I was sitting there thinking about it with even with the
Eat the
zone,
rest
like,
of it.
bro, it's so crazy because when I talk, I be on all these social platforms and shit with Canada Network. So when I be talking boxing with people like on Facebook and stuff like that, some of these people don't even know what the zone is. They like, man, I'm like, they talking about, yeah, they like, oh, Shakur fighting tonight. Where he fighting on? Oh, he fighting on the zone. They like, what's the zone? A lot of people don't even know what
Yep.
the zone is out here. I mean,
I know my
That's
family
true.
don't know. My family don't know what the zone
Yeah.
is. They because I be sitting there watching the fight and they be like, damn, where you got that fight on? I was on TV, I ain't see it. I said, oh, this on the zone. Do I got the zone on my cable? I'm like, no, it's not on cable, it's an app. They're like, oh, I ain't
Right.
got that. I ain't got that. And then when they go try to get it and they realize they gotta pay $35 just to get the zone, they be like, do they show boxing all the time? I say they show it usually every weekend or something like that, but it might not be no major fights that you want to see. The guys that you want to see, 9 times out of 10, probably not fighting on the zone. They're like, man, I'm not
facts,
paying $35 just for this app for one fight, and then I gotta sit here and watch all these. He said, so I gotta pay $35, and then I gotta pay the pay-per-view. Yeah, if you want to watch that fight, yeah. Oh no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing. That. I'm not paying over $100 for a fight. I might as well just go to the fight if I'm gonna pay over $100.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That's a
That
fact.
makes
And
sense.
these days, people don't see that type of shit, bro. Like for real.
Mm-mm-mm. That's facts. I agree 1,000%.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
but
that's why I
outside of
said
that,
we gotta get back to the basics. Just giving people the knowledge of the sport. Everybody's so quick to push for this fight or push for that fight or push for this fight, push for that fight. How about you just give them the knowledge of the sport?
facts.
That's what these casuals come for. They come for the knowledge of the sport. That's why it's good to have debates because people that's watching the debate, they getting knowledge from both sides of the debate. It's a battle between the two debaters, but the people that's watching are getting knowledge that some things they might not know about what was going on with that fighter or what was going on that fighter. It's not always bad to have a debate. A lot of time it's very educational for people that don't know about these two fighters.
True. That is facts. That is facts. All right, I gotta get to the next part, the final part of this show. We got about another 10, 15 minutes. Man, what in the skirt is going on in Atlanta? If y'all don't know what's going on in Atlanta, they got men wearing short pleated
Yeah,
skirts.
yeah, I
What
seen that.
in
It
the
was
skirt
nasty
is
work.
going on? I was
Hey,
scratching my head when the video got sent to me, and I was like, what type of freak stuff is this? Why did you send me this? He said, I need you to talk about it.
Hey,
Woo-hoo.
where's Dub? Where's Dub right side when we need him?
Yes, where's Dub? When we need him. This would have been perfect for Dub right now. Oh my goodness, Dub probably getting some rest and stuff, man. But it's weird, man. It's just too much weirdness going on in the world. It's starting to scare me, y'all.
Yeah,
Starting to scare me.
I think what it is. I think a lot of people are so caught up with these celebrities and trying to keep up with these celebrities that they're willing to do anything that these celebrities are doing. And it started a couple of years ago when we first started seeing them do uh coming in blouses and long skirts and stuff. And I seen Russell Westbrook used to do it. And I'm like, dog, what the hell are you doing? I said, dog, it's one thing to have your own fashion, but it's another thing where you're shopping in the women's section. That you can't tell me that I can find what Russell Westbrook got on in the men's section. I know I done been in multiple different stores. I have never seen those items in the men's section. Those items are in women's section. So you telling me you going to the women's section of the store to look for your outfit? Niggas thinking
Crazy.
you buying it for your lady, and you're like, nah, this for me. Where's the fitting room at?
Yeah,
What?
that Atlanta thing is nasty, Crush. I saw them young boys and they talking like, yeah, man, got this skirt is such and such, got the new Asics, and I'm looking like, yo, they can't. This is a joke, right? They can't be serious, man. They was serious as hell, bro. And them young boys, I'm not surprised because it's Atlanta. No disrespect, but I'm just saying, Atlanta, y'all, them dudes clearly don't got no men in their life. Cause there's no way. D Free just told y'all that in them outfits them young boys had on. Them young boys had to go to where I take my daughter at. You know what I'm saying? They had
What?
to go into what's the store? I don't know them store my daughter be going into, but yo, there's a section for her. There's a section for me and you, Free. Them young boys went into a girly section, got mini skirts. My daughter don't need mini skirts, and then they got a nerve to put them on and
No. Uh, no, I can't do it. No,
Eh,
if I was to ever I got four sons, two stepsons, two biological sons. I got four sons. If I was to ever see one of my sons wearing a skirt and a blouse, my belt is coming off broad daylight wherever we at, and I'm whooping ass. I'm whooping ass. You can call the CPS or whatever you want. They
I
grown
had a
men. You
phone
can't
call.
call
My
the
bad,
CPS.
Free.
You can call the police all you want to. These are my kids. I'm whooping they ass. Ain't nowhere in the
Belt to
world
ass.
my son's gonna be walking around with a blouse and a skirt
A
on.
mini
I'm
skirt.
whooping
No,
that.
it's not a blouse. Let's call it what it is, Free. Mini skirt. That's a difference.
No, I'm talking
yes,
the blouse is the shirt. The blouse is the
Oh,
shirt.
yeah, yeah. The little girly shirts
yeah,
they be wearing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, if I ever no, I'm telling you, I'm whooping ass.
Well, thank God that my son is 22 and he never went through no phase like that. My son dressed like a boy or man. You know what I'm saying? At the
Yeah,
end of the day.
all my sons are grown men. Like I say,
Mm-hmm.
my two youngest sons, one is my stepson and one is my biological son. They both 22.
Mm-hmm.
They both 22. They're a couple of months apart. They the youngest out of all the boys, and they don't dress like that. They don't dress like that at all. Now they wear the latest clothes and things like that. But far as dressing like a female, nah, it ain't
We
happening.
not wearing no dresses. We not wearing no blouses. We not wearing no, you know, no tight, stretch pant
I
jeans
don't even
like
allow my daughters to dress looking similar to a boy.
right.
Like my daughter, they wear pants or whatever. But if I ever see them looking like a tomboy, I'm like, hold up, what's going on today? Oh, I'm going to get
And
my
the way
hair
the
done.
little my bathroom.
Yeah, I'm going to get my hair done. Okay, make sure you go get your hair done and you change your clothes.
The way them
I'm
little
like, I
girls
ain't,
dress, that's easy now. They wear most of these little girls wear jean shorts and hoodies. It don't matter what time of the year it is. They wear
yeah.
hoodies. So
I don't know what's going on with the masculinity
yeah,
in the United States right now, but it's a little out of whack. I
we
mean,
cook.
we don't have enough.
of
I'm
us.
not even going. I'm not even going to say we don't have enough OGs telling these young men what to do. We don't have enough OGs that these young men respect
Right.
Say that
because
again,
they
D3.
These
we
little
don't
niggas
have
is disrespectful.
enough OGs for these young men to respect. Because you can have OGs all you want, but if these young men don't respect them, it ain't nothing that these OGs can tell them
Yeah, and
because
these
they
young
don't
boys is
respect them.
disrespectful. Like a lot of these young boys, they'll let you know I don't respect. I don't got no big homies. I don't respect big homies. I'm like, damn. So these little niggas is just misguided anyway, especially the ones in Philadelphia. Crush will tell you that.
Yeah, I
Listen,
mean, these guys just don't. They don't, and it starts at home because I see how some of these young dudes and these young women talk to their parents. I see it
Hmm.
all the time. I see how they talk to their parents, and I'm like, if you don't respect your parents, you're not gonna respect nobody on the street.
And
You're
that's why
not.
some. That's why a lot of them get put down in the dirt so early.
'Cause, I mean, if you think about it, if you don't have respect for your parents, what makes you think that they're gonna have respect for somebody else? You don't got
Hmm.
respect for your parents. These are the people that brought you into this world, the ones
Right.
that provided what you needed up until you got to old enough to fend for yourself. If you don't respect them, I know you're not gonna respect me.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna make sure you have no choice but to respect me because the first time you disrespect me, I'm gonna put you in line. Whether I
Hmm.
gotta put my hands on you or I gotta talk to you, but I'm gonna put you in line. You ain't gonna disrespect me. Your parents might let you disrespect them, but I'm not gonna let you disrespect me, and I'm not
Facts.
gonna let you disrespect your parents while I'm standing right there.
Right. See, we old school, Cree, me, you, and Crush. Y'all a little bit older than me, not too much, but we come from the same thing, bro. We come from the same morals and values. There's certain things we not gonna do. There's certain things we not gonna say. There's certain things we not gonna wear, bro. Could you imagine back when we was in school and I came and me, you, and Crush, we rock out, we squad or whatever, and I come there with a mini dress on and some cowboy boots. Man, y'all gonna tell me to be out, man? Y'all know I'm not hanging around Private. Y'all gonna know what I am. Is he straight? Is he not? What is he?
No,
now,
I
hey,
mean,
real quick, listen, y'all prize free in the chat. Think this shit. Think this shit right here. I know, I know gay men that don't even dress like that, y'all.
Hmm.
I do
I
too.
know gay men that don't even fucking dress like that. And you know, some I got a couple gay guys that style me for certain shit. I need to get fly for a big event. I don't know what to put together. I'll call one of them. Yo, I need some help. And and I showed them this video. They said, "What the fuck is going on with them?" This is what the gay guy said when I showed him the video of these goofies. He said, "What is going on with them?" And he had a problem with it. He
Lady
had a
boys, man.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you. I mean, just like you just said, Crush. My biological kids, their grandfather is gay, and he's been gay since I've known him. When I got married to my first wife, he was gay when I first met him. He's always been there, but he's never been the type like if you was to see him walking down the street, you couldn't tell that he was gay. He dressed like a regular dude. Now, the one thing that I always pick up on it because it's something about certain gay men. They always dress very nice. They dress very nice.
yeah,
You might see them in a suit, or you might see them in some regular clothes, but it's always on point. And that's how I can spot them. I know when I see a gay man because I can spot them. I've been around a lot of them because of my ex father-in-law. He has a lot of gay friends, and they always dress nice, and that's how I was always able to spot them. But they never dress like women. See,
right.
in my when men dress like women, it's because they want to change their sex. The gay men that dress like women is because they want to change their sex. They don't want to be a man. When you have a gay man that's just gay, he's still going to dress like a man. He might even still look like a regular man. I know a whole lot of gay men that look like regular men. You wouldn't know they was gay until you see their boyfriend. They
They
look
look
like a regular thug on the street,
crazy work.
but they're gay men. My
Crazy.
my my daughter has a best friend. He looks like a regular dude. Like he looks like he can be
Undercover.
somebody. Not even undercover. He's not undercover or nothing. He looks like a regular dude. You wouldn't know until you see him with his boyfriend.
You know,
Like
it
he
gets
talk
on my
like a
nerves
regular.
because my daughter is 12, and it gets on my nerves that I had to explain to her about these bearded men running around with tight dresses and heels and just they dress like a girl. They got their nails done. They got the hair done. He got his everything done, but he got a beard that I can't even grow. And he and now my daughter looking and she's like, "Daddy, is that one?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's one." You know, but be nice. You know, we because I teach my daughter to be nice and respectful because you might get your ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? So I always teach her to be respectful, but it's hard to explain her because she like what's the little young boy name? The rapper boy, he weird. Nas little damn, what's his name? Whatever his
Nas
name.
X.
Yes. Now my daughter is a big fan of him, and I play his music in my car when she's in the car with me, of course. But I had to explain to her. She was just like that. She asked me this like 2 days ago. Why is he like that, Daddy? I said I think something wrong with them people. Like one of the brothers in the comment section just said. You know what I mean? But it's challenging out here when you got like a kid growing up in this society because these young boys like how they gonna be okay? So like them young boys with them dresses. So you mean to tell me they straight men? I don't believe that. And if they are, so you mean to tell me they women is okay with that? And they go to the hey babe, what's up, babe? What you doing today? Oh, not shit. Hey, let's go to the mall, let's go shopping. All right, cool. I come scoop my shorty, but me and her shopping in the same section. Come on, man. Come on. I
No,
can
I
see if
mean
you went to a sneaker store, that's different. But if me and you going into Saks or let's when we going to Macy's, we gonna split up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not shopping in your section, bro. That's just I hate it, bro. I really
the
do.
I mean the I mean back when I was coming up, when we saw men dressed like a woman, it was a man dressed in as drag.
Hmm.
It was
Right.
dressed as drag. Now
Yeah.
it seemed like this is the thing to do. I'm like, dog, what the heck is going on? Like it was one thing to see a whole lot of uh that preference. It was one thing to see a whole lot of those of that preference. It's another thing where you start seeing men that's supposed to be straight dressing like women,
It's
and you
nasty.
like, this is the style. This ain't no style. Since when drag became a style? That wasn't
Hmm.
that wasn't a style.
Hmm. D Wade was another one. Mike. Yeah, he is disrespectful. I don't really like my daughter listening to him, but she gonna go behind my back and listen to it anyway. Nothing I can do.
Right.
He all over
I
the
just
internet. He
I
all over
just
the internet.
I don't know. I just tell my sons all the time. I was like, you see this? I said, this is not what you want to be.
Right.
This
Man
this this
purse.
this is not what you want to be.
I'm
You
with you on
tell
that.
me,
Let's talk about it.
if my son dressed the way he dressed, and they, like I said, they wear a lot of the latest brands, and they go buy the brand new Jordans when they first come out and things like that. If my sons dress the way they dress, and you have a bunch of these guys dressed the way that they dress, and they go to the club, you tell me who the female's gonna go to first.
Yeah.
They not
And I
gonna
don't
go
think
to
they
the
gonna
ones
pull
that
up on a
dress
nigga
like
with a
them.
dress.
They ain't gonna go to them dudes first. They ain't gonna go to them
Hell no.
first. They're gonna
Hell
go to the
no.
ones that dress like men first. They might laugh at them first.
Yeah.
It might have to take that guy coming over to them and they having a conversation. They realize, oh, this is just something that he's wearing, is a style or whatever. But it's gonna take a lot of game from that dude to pull that female. Where my sons could just walk in a bar and a female walk up on him because they like how he look. But
Right.
the other guy, they got to spit a whole bunch of game. Nah,
Hmm.
I mean, nah, I don't.
I'm with you. Let's talk
I don't
about
know.
it. I don't know
I
when
don't
these
know.
young boys put these outfits together why they feel like they need a Birkin bag or that's what my shorties do. You feel me? Like I I mean I get it. Some older guys carry them little satchels because they need their certain things. So I get it. I'm not talking about them older guys my father's age. I'm talking about the cats my age and younger running around here with They arguing with their girl about which Louis Vuitton bag they gonna wear tonight. You know what I'm saying? They get out of here with that stuff, and then
Well,
they force it down your throat too. No pause, D free. They force it on you. All right, my daughter, she's in grade school. She's first. One of my daughter, my other little daughter's in first grade, bro. The teachers that's in charge of all the transportation is sending me emails, and I'm looking at all these rainbows. I didn't pay no attention to it because it's first grade. You know what I mean? Then I started looking, and then I started really reading and diving into it. She's like, "Yeah, this is LGB, whatever the letters are, the alphabet friendly." And I'm thinking, what
Yeah.
she mean? This is alphabet friendly? These kids are in elementary school. So I wanted to snap, but my daughter mom was like, "Nah, leave it alone." Cause I'm like, I don't want that in my daughter's school, man. Don't try to teach her what it is. Let her go. Let her be curious about it. You know what I'm saying? My daughters don't. There's a lot of stuff my daughters don't know about, dog. Cause I keep them away from that, the madness, the shenanigans.
yeah, I don't know. Like, um, this it's just crazy because I wonder how I wish I could be a fly on the wall when one dude out of that group came dressed like that. I want to know what his friends said to them before they decide to switch over and started wearing the same stuff that he started wearing. I want to know what was their reaction to seeing him come out in a skirt and a blouse and a purse. What was their reaction?
That
And
would be
then all of a
crazy.
sudden, because I know what my reaction would have been. I'm like, "Dad, dog, you came out the closet." That's what my reaction would have been.
Hey,
I'm
what
like,
we
"You came out
doing?
the closet," and I'm gonna tell you right now, the rest of my friends, we would have been roasting him for the rest of the day. He wouldn't
Hmm.
even want to stay out. He would
Right,
be
he
like,
would
"No,
have went back in the
I'm going in the
crib.
house."
We don't
Yeah, he'd be
even,
like, "I'm going back in the house." We'd have been
man.
roasting him
Even
for the
even
rest
when
of
I
the day.
was a young boy, free, we used to tell niggas, man, go in the house and put some shoes or some boots on. Don't come outside in no flip flops. Go in the house and put some shoes on. We ain't even go around with flip flops on, dog. I don't
Yeah.
Hey,
I ain't gonna
but
wear no Nike slides with my toes out, basically, unless I'm at the beach, of course. But
hey,
I'm the
my
type of dude
friend,
that's
I'm
gonna throw
right
his
there with
socks
you.
on me.
I'm right there
Yep.
with you,
I do
Mike.
the same thing.
I never kissed my daughters on the lips. Ever since my daughters was, I say, probably around 3 or 4, I stopped kissing my daughters on the lips. I've
Me too,
never
free.
kissed my sons on the lip.
Never.
Never kissed my sons on the lip. I don't
Mm-mm.
even. My grandson now, he gives me a kiss before I leave. Is always on my cheek.
Hmm.
I never kiss my sons on the lip.
I might
That's
have
not
kissed my
something I
son
do.
on his lips when he was a baby. You know what I'm saying? But when my
Yeah,
son
man.
two and walking around, three,
Yeah,
nah.
when he was a infant or something like that. But
Yeah,
when my son started walking and started
that's a wrap.
saying "dad,"
Yeah, it's over.
nah, that all that stuff stopped. Once
Immediately,
my
yep.
son started knowing who I was, all that stuff stopped.
Hmm. Because I want
I
I replaced that with a secret handshake. You know, only me and you, only me, you and Daddy know. And I do a little hand. We had a handshake. So like it's all about what you do, man. You know, there's some good comments in the chat.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just like I said,
DSC
it
ain't
starts
crazy.
at home. It starts at home, and then when you can get the respect, like, cause you could tell which kid has a good upbringing. You
Mhm.
could tell what kid has a good upbringing and what kid was in a home where they didn't really care what the kid did. And even some of the good kids might act like they're part of the streets or they're a thug or whatever.
Man.
But if you say something to them, you can tell by their response if they was raised by both their parents and they was raised in a good home. You can
Hmm.
tell by their response because a kid that wasn't raised properly, they're gonna have a different response from a kid that was raised properly. And I see it
Hmm.
all the time. I will have a group of kids and they act outside acting a fool, and I gotta go get them under control. And I'll be like, "Hey, what's going on over here? Y'all know y'all ain't supposed to be over here." And one kid will say one thing, but then the other kid that's just hanging with them because that's his friends from school or from the neighborhood or whatever have you. You know that he was brought up differently because he would either stay quiet or his answer is always a polite answer. The other ones, they're gonna be rowdy and all this other stuff, and you know, okay, well, I know he was brought up in the right home. I know these ones, they wasn't taught any respect, and so I already know how to handle that one. But these ones over here, I gotta handle a little more aggressive. So you can
Hmm.
always tell just by speaking to them who was brought
Hmm.
up in a home that was built on morals and respect, and who was brought up in a home that said you can do whatever the hell you want to do.
If you came out and told my son one of them, he would have been one of them kids that would have been like, okay, no problem. Well, let's come on, man. We out. He was bigger than everybody anyway, so he was the leader. So he would have told them, man, we out. And you right. He was one. If he some of his friends might have responded disrespectful. My son would have been like, probably like, yo, chill, bro, because if my dad end up coming out here, it's gonna be a problem with me. You know what I'm saying?
Like my son, first time somebody adult come out say something to them, the rest of them will might say something. My son response always going to be, and I the only reason I know this is because I sat in the cut. He didn't see me, and I just wanted to see how his reaction was going to be because I was coming out there to handle the stuff myself, but I saw somebody else stepped up, and my son reaction was yes sir, no sir,
Hmm.
and everybody else was rowdy, but my son was yes sir, no sir, and
Hmm.
so I was like,
Because he
yeah,
would have
okay,
pulled up on it, he
no,
would have got it.
I know he knows what he's supposed to do. He just acted a fool because he around his friends.
Let's talk about it. Said these kids don't even buy their own clothes, so their parents are in support of it. Shaking my head. Yeah, they
Yes,
they they.
some of them do.
Yeah,
Some of
some
them do have their parents buying, and and some like I said, some of these parents they don't care. They just want their child to be happy. They
mm-hmm.
don't care. Oh, my son want to do this, fine. Go ahead, you can do that. My child want to do this, fine. You can do that. Some of them,
Long as
and
it
I know parents like that. They not bad parents. They just want their child to have whatever their child want
and that's
because they
me. I'm
might have
like that with my son coming up free. I tell
yeah
him
they
he,
might have
but as
came
long
up
as it
in a
was in
household.
reason, though. As long as it was in
Yeah,
within reason.
yeah, but they see they might have came up in a household where they was very poor, but now they're well off, so they don't want their kids to go through the same struggle that they went through. So they allow their kids to do certain things. But at some time you gotta let your kid know I'm the parent. You can't just do
Hmm.
whatever you want. Yes, I'm gonna let you have what you want to a certain extent.
Yeah,
You
within
can't just
reason.
go out. Yeah, you can't just go out here and get everything you want. Like my kids, when they was coming up, my kids stay fresh.
And so
But
did
if you
mine.
didn't act right, one of the things that you got punished, you couldn't
Was in
get what you
clothes.
wanted.
You know, my
You
son
couldn't
played
get what you wanted.
basketball. He was a basketball star because he's so tall. You know, my son was by the time he was 14, he was already 6'4". So he was already dunking and everything. So he was like he had to I had to keep him looking nice because he's real tall and light skinned and I had to keep him nice and he had one job was to hoop, you know what I mean? And his grades was cool. He was getting into he wasn't a bad kid, he was getting into normal stuff, being a clown and I'm telling him to chill out in class, just do the class and get out or whatever. But I did, but I didn't. But if he was like not doing the right thing, Dad, can I go to the corner with Izzy and them? Nope, nope, because you didn't do what I told you. You need to do all week. You have to earn your weekends with me. It's what you do all
Yeah,
week can be based off what can you do. That means going to school, doing the right thing. I don't want to hear no teachers calling. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. And then when it get to Friday, then you want to go do something. Nope, because Monday through Friday, my son was playing basketball practice anyway. So he wasn't
yeah.
outside like that. He spent most time
Hey,
hooping. So
let's talk
saw what you
about it.
do.
My son thought we was friends. Like I'm my son's friend, but I'm my son's father first. But he
Mm-hmm.
thought I was a friend one time. He turned 18 and he did something and I was getting on him and he came out his mouth the wrong way
Mm.
and he would never do it ever again. And it wasn't, he didn't curse at me, he didn't yell at me or anything. It was what he called me. He said, he like, come on, bruh. I was like, oh. I said, who the
Uh,
fuck you think you talking to?
I know you did. My
I said,
son,
no, who the fuck you
my
think you
son did
talking
that.
to? He
My
like,
son did that to
what you
me.
talking about?
Dude,
I
he hit
said,
me with
dog,
a
don't you,
dude.
dog, don't you ever call me bruh again. I'm your father. You don't call me bruh. That's who you call them dudes on the street. I'm not no dude on the street. He like, yes, dad.
Hmm.
I was like,
My son
yeah,
hit
you
me with
go,
a dude, free.
no,
He hit
you
me
call
with a
me bruh
dude.
again. You call me bruh again, you gonna be catching your breath.
See,
I guarantee you they was
I ain't
catching your
doing
brother.
all that talking. My son, like, man, he's like, Dad, he's like, come on, dude, man. So I was like, what? I got right up, went right upside his head to let him know we cool, but we ain't that cool. You know what I'm saying? I went right up, and then in front of his friends, but I did it, and his friend was like, oh, he looked at me like, I'm like, bro, don't we talking to me like that? You feel me? My son towers over me. You know what I mean? He always did. So I let that. It was a different kind of growing up because my son is he big. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, by the time he was 14, he was already like 6'4", and I'm like 5'7", 5'8". I ain't that big. So my
Right.
son, so I can't do no talking with him. I got to go put the hands on him right away. You know what I mean? Even if it's like joking,
Yeah.
like smack him up the back of the head, like who you talking to like that in front of his boys, but without embarrassing them, you know, because they always over here anyway. Because my house was the chill spot. I rather keep them close, and they ain't. My son don't smoke and shit because he hoop. So, but I let them chill in the room, play the game, laugh, be goofy. As long as they was here, it's cool. I ain't mind. I had a big basement. Go down there. They could just chill. You know what I mean? And they'd come up or whatever. But they know I ain't play. I done gave a couple of them. All they friends that got body shots from me. That's what we do over out here. And when we was
Yeah.
young boys, you might get a body shot. You might just be chilling and catch a body shot. Protect
Oh,
yourself at all
I done
times.
did
You know what I
I done did
mean?
that plenty of times with
Uh
my
huh.
son
Salute, Bruce
friends.
Gas, my
I'm
brethren.
like, I was like, oh y'all think y'all big? Y'all think y'all tough? Okay, come
Mm-hmm.
on, put the gloves on, cause I
Mm-hmm.
kept a pair of boxing gloves. Put the
Mm-hmm.
gloves on. I'm gonna show you this old man how this old man move, cause they used to always call me, oh come on old man. I'm gonna show
Yeah.
you how this old man move. Put them gloves on. Man, I hit them dudes about 2 or 3 times. They be like, all right, I'm done, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm
All
like,
you got to do with the
come
young
on,
boys,
old man still got energy. Come on, let's
stab
go.
jab, bang, right to the body, bang, bang.
I
You know
said,
what I
come
mean?
on, let's go. My son used to always tell him, don't put the gloves on. Don't put the gloves on. Then, man, mama tell your father up. My son like, I'm telling you, don't put the gloves on. And then they put them gloves on. I'm like, DJ, don't say nothing. He was like, all right. They put the gloves on. My
Maybe
son be
he
like,
don't
I
don't
told
say
you.
nothing.
I told you. I told you.
Don't say
My son,
nothing.
that was my son's favorite word. Every time somebody put the gloves on, soon as they finish, he be like, I told you. I told you not to put
Told
them
you.
on. You ain't want to listen.
Yeah, I definitely walked around the house giving my son and his friends body shots, toughen them up. You know what I mean? Roughing them up a little. They boys. You know what I mean? So they come over here. They said they call me Pop. What's up, Pop? I'm like, man, what y'all into today? Y'all ain't tearing up shit out here in West Deptford. You know, it's mixed community out here, so lay low. You know what I mean? Can we go down in this basement and play the game? Yeah, go ahead. And we about 5, 6 of them down there, but it's cool. It's a bathroom down there. They don't gotta come up here. And I close the door off. They Gucci in my crib, so I used to let them chill, man. But definitely walking around the crib, body shot, combination. They be like, dang, what you hit me for? And I don't need no gloves. I hit them with the body shot. Not real hard, but hard enough because they
Like
boys.
like
Rough
a
them
lot of
up.
my son's friends that he had when he was younger, they're up, they're older now, they're adults now, but they're in the streets. They'll come past the house when my son was still staying with me. They'll come past the house and they'll see me. They might be streets out in the street, but when they come to my house, how you doing? How you doing, pops? I'm good.
Hmm.
I'm good. And then my wife come in. Hey, how you going, Miss Freeman? She was like, I'm good. They were like, "Hey,
Hmm.
moms, can we get something to drink?" She was like, "Yeah, make sure you go wash your hands first." And they go in the kitchen, wash their hands, and they get something to drink. They was very respectful when they was in my house. When they get
Right.
outside,
They
it's back to
cussing.
the streets for them.
Yeah, yeah, but when they came in my house, my son friend, I never heard them down there cussing or nothing. But when they go outside and I'm sitting on the back patio, in the chairs and the table or whatever, and they be out there talking and just whatever, I hear them cussing outside. But I was like, I said I knew they cuss, but when I go down there and eavesdrop down there when they used to be in the basement, they was pretty respectful kids. I still talk to all of the kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. But Freezy, man, I gotta jump off here. I gotta wake my daughter up and get her ready for jujitsu and she got a 2 a day
Yeah.
today. So I gotta jump off here, man. Thanks for
Good
having me
pick,
All
on
right.
my
man.
OG crush, man. We gotta link up, man. What you doing? I'll slide
I'm
over there
chilling, man.
tomorrow.
Slide over, man. I ain't doing shit, man. When I get off work in the morning, I'm relaxing, man. So you know what I mean.
All right, I'm
So
gonna hit
yeah.
you up.
All right, bro.
All right,
Talk
peace.
to you
I'll get
later.
with y'all later.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Peace.
D
Yeah,
free. What else
I'm
you
about to.
got, bro?
Yeah, I got the NFL live tonight at 6:30.
I'll
We're
be
gonna talk
there.
about this NFL power rankings for 25-26 season. We're gonna talk about a couple of the preseason games that happened this past weekend, and we're gonna get into a little bit of college football as well, and that's pretty much it. Cause I got my little joint, my betting odds for college and NFL football. I always do
Okay.
my bets. That I stay on my college and NFL betting. But yeah, that's I mean we're gonna be live at 6:30. Me, Dub, right side, and the usual suspects.
Okay, cool. I'll be over there, bro. You know, get
Uh,
my football knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Hey, always
yep.
a pleasure, my brother. And I'll see you in a little bit.
Peace.
Yep. Hey, y'all, listen, this has been another dope episode of Coffee and Donuts from Grown Ups, brought to you by your guy, D Master Ceremonies, one half of the Grumpy OGs, Crush the Legend. Shout out to STN, shout out to TWT, shout out to the Anger Management Crew, Fire Stick Gang, shout out to Uncle Cass. My bro, let's talk about it. Bruce Gas, the OG, my brother Prize, D Free, Mike Rhyme, my brother DS. Shout out to Cam. Shout out to everyone else that came in this morning. I really appreciate you guys coming through, kicking it with your boy. Shout out to Mr. Boy 2.2. Shout out my guy. Shout out to everyone that came through. Before I go, just a family reminder. Make sure you ain't doing nothing around 11 o'clock. Go check out B3 Sports Picks. He might be doing a little something. Also, check out my man Southern T for all your sports bets and Angie Wise Betting. Also, make sure 2 o'clock, get your ass over to class. The Uncle Cass Sports, the box historian. A, a great way to learn about the sport of boxing, and salute the Uncle Cass Sports because right now he is the only one right now that's actually doing boxing in the entirety since the late great Kurt Sugar. So we appreciate you for keeping that top boxing history going on and keeping it alive because we all need it no matter how much we think we know. You always got class. 2 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go brush up and learn some boxing. You would not be disappointed. Thank you, Uncle Cass, for keeping us grounded with the true knowledge of boxing. Then at 4 o'clock, check out my man Just Do, aka The Voice, aka Guru Just Do. Always giving boxing is Just Do, and he's been cooking on all burners. Then 6:30, you heard my bro D Free. Y'all like other sports besides boxing. Go over there and check him out. Running down the football picks, the ratings, and all that good stuff. The bets, go check out D Free. Very knowledgeable in football just as well as in boxing. The man is the bow, no sports, because he knows all sports. Then make sure 8 o'clock tonight. Check out Roll with the Punches podcast with the STN clan, D Free, Prize Fighter, BBO, and the usual suspects. Salute to all of them. And then tonight, the Grumpy OGs will be on tonight at midnight. So come and check us out. Me and my partner, my bro CDK, the Grumpy OGs will be on tonight to tuck your ass in. So with that being said, salute to everyone in attendance. Salute to the chat. Salute to the awesome panel. Nothing but family. And we talk boxing and we talk life because life is a sport itself. And salute to everybody that came in. They're just watching from the back. Hopefully you learned something, and hopefully I'll see you guys again. Have a blessed Thunder Thursday. We're close to the weekend. Y'all stay prayed up, high frequency, high vibration, and stay away from negativity. And have a blessed day. I'm out.